It had been one of those weeks, long, draining, the kind where Friday couldn't come fast enough. My wife, Emily, had been hinting all month about wanting a proper girls' night out, something more than just takeout and Netflix. She wanted the full experience, cocktails, dancing, the kind of evening where you come home with sore feet and a head full of glitter. But this time, she had a special request. She wanted me to join her, really join her. Emily had always been supportive of my crossdressing, something I'd only ever explored in private before we met. She was the one who encouraged me to step out of the shadows, to stop treating it like a guilty secret. At first, it was just little things, wearing her lingerie around the house, trying on her heels when she wasn't home. Then, she started buying me my own things, a silky chemise here, a pair of stockings there. It was thrilling and terrifying all at once. But going out in public? That was a whole different level. The idea had been simmering for weeks. Emily would casually mention how fun it would be to have me dolled up beside her at a bar, how no one would even notice. I'd laugh it off, my stomach twisting with nerves, but the more she talked about it, the more the fantasy took root. So when she turned to me that Friday evening, her makeup half done, and said, "Tonight's the night," I didn't argue. She took charge immediately, pulling me into the bathroom with the excitement of a kid on Christmas morning. The process was methodical, shaving, moisturizing, the careful application of foundation to soften my features. Emily's hands were steady as she worked, her brow furrowed in concentration. She blended my contour with the precision of an artist, darkening my lids with smoky shadow, painting my lips a deep, velvety red. I barely recognized myself in the mirror when she was done, my face softer, my eyes bigger, my lips full and glossy. Then came the clothes. Emily had picked out an outfit for me weeks ago, just waiting for the right moment. A sleek black dress that hugged my torso before flaring out at the hips, paired with sheer black tights and a pair of her favorite heels, strappy, 3 inches, the kind that made walking an adventure. She helped me into a padded bra, adjusting the straps until it sat just right, then stepped back to admire her handiwork. "Gorgeous," she murmured, and for the first time, I almost believed her. The final touch was the wig, a cascade of chestnut waves that fell past my shoulders, instantly transforming me. I turned to the full-length mirror, my breath catching. There she was, me but different, elegant, feminine, a woman ready for a night out. My heart hammered as Emily slipped her arm through mine, her smile radiant. Ready. The first few steps outside were the hardest. Every sound was amplified, the click of my heels on the pavement, the rustle of my dress against my thighs. I kept my head down, convinced that everyone was staring, that they knew. But Emily squeezed my hand, her confidence unwavering. "Relax," she whispered. "You look amazing." By the time we reached the bar, the initial panic had dulled to a low hum. The place was dimly lit, pulsing with music, packed with women in glittering dresses and men in sharp suits. No one gave me a second glance. Emily ordered us Cosmos, clinking her glass against mine with a wink. The alcohol burned sweetly down my throat, loosening the knots in my stomach. We found a spot near the dance floor, and as the music swelled, Emily pulled me into the crowd. At first, my movements were stiff, self-conscious, but she swayed against me, her hips guiding mine until I stopped thinking and just moved. The bass thrummed through me, the heat of bodies pressing close, the scent of perfume and sweat mingling in the air. For the first time all night, I forgot to be afraid. A man approached us at one point, his eyes lingering on Emily before flicking to me. "Can I buy you ladies a drink?" he asked, and something inside me soared. He didn't know. He really didn't know. Emily grinned, her fingers lacing through mine. "We're good, thanks," she said sweetly, and he shrugged, disappearing back into the crowd. The night blurred after that. Another round of drinks, more dancing, laughter bubbling up for no reason at all. At some point, we stumbled into a photo booth, giggling as we crammed inside, our lips smudged from kissing, our makeup slightly smeared. The strip of pictures was ridiculous, perfect, evidence of a night I'd never forget. We left as the bar was closing, the cool night air a shock against my flushed skin. Emily leaned into me, her head on my shoulder as we walked. Told you it'd be fun, she murmured. Back home, we peeled off our dresses, wiped away the makeup, and collapsed into bed. My feet ached, my head spun, but I couldn't stop smiling. Emily curled against me, her breath warm on my neck. Next time, she whispered, we're doing your makeup even better. I closed my eyes, already imagining it. There would be a next time. And I couldn't wait. The next morning, sunlight spilled through the blinds, painting stripes across the rumpled sheets. My head throbbed gently. Too many cosmos, too little water. But beneath the mild ache was a buzzing warmth, a lingering thrill from the night before. Emily was already awake, propped up on one elbow, watching me with a sleepy smile. Good morning, gorgeous, she murmured, her fingers tracing my bare shoulder. I groaned, rolling onto my back. I think I left my ability to walk in those heels. She laughed, the sound light and musical. Worth it, though. I didn't even have to think. Absolutely. The memory played in my mind like a favorite film. The way the dress had swished around my legs, the weight of the wig, the intoxicating moment when that man had called us ladies. It had all felt so right, like slipping into a skin I hadn't realized I'd been missing. Emily stretched, then slid out of bed, padding toward the bathroom. I was thinking, she called over her shoulder, we should make this a regular thing. I sat up, my pulse quickening. You mean going out like that again? She reappeared in the doorway, toothbrush in hand.
Uh-huh.
Maybe even more than just nights out. I blinked. What do you mean? She hesitated, then stepped closer, her expression softening.
I mean, what if you didn't just do this sometimes?
What if you lived like this? The question hung in the air, heavy and electric. I'd fantasized about it, of course, waking up every day as her, stepping into the world without hesitation. But fantasy was safe. Reality was terrifying. Emily must have seen the doubt flicker across my face because she took my hand, squeezing gently. You don't have to decide anything now. Just think about it. I nodded, my throat tight. The next few weeks passed in a haze of quiet exploration. Emily took me shopping, proper shopping, not just online orders or sneaky purchases. We wandered through department stores, her guiding me toward blouses that draped just right, skirts that flared when I spun. The first time I stepped out of the dressing room in a sundress, my legs bare, my arms crossed self-consciously over my chest, Emily's eyes had welled up. You're beautiful, she whispered. I didn't believe her, not yet, but I wanted to. At home, things shifted. I started wearing leggings instead of sweatpants, swapped my boxers for silky panties. Emily taught me how to twist my hair into a messy bun, how to shape my brows just enough to soften my face. It was thrilling and terrifying in equal measure, like learning to walk all over again. Then came the night she suggested we host a dinner party, with me as me. Just a few close friends, she said. People who'll love you no matter what. My stomach twisted. What if they know? She cupped my face. They won't. And even if they do, so what? You're still you. The evening arrived too quickly. I spent hours getting ready, shaving every stray hair, contouring my cheeks until they looked sculpted, painting my nails a soft blush pink. The dress Emily picked was understated but elegant, a wrap style in emerald green that made my eyes pop. When the doorbell rang, my hands shook. But then something miraculous happened. No one batted an eye. Our friends hugged me, complimented my outfit, chatted about work and movies and life as if nothing had changed. Because to them, it hadn't. I was still me, just happier. Halfway through the night, Emily caught my eye across the room and mouthed, "See?" And I did. Now, months later, I wake up every morning as her. Some days are still hard. The stares, the occasional misstep with makeup, the fear that someone will know. But then Emily takes my hand, her nails perfectly polished, her smile unwavering, and I remember, I'm not alone. And when we go out now, heels clicking in unison, the world doesn't see a man in a dress. It just sees us. Two women, in love, living our truth one girl's night at a time. The seasons changed, and with them, so did I. What had started as a secret thrill, A hidden part of myself I only explored in the safety of our bedroom had blossomed into something far more profound. I wasn't just dressing up anymore. I was becoming. Emily noticed before I did. One evening, as we sat curled together on the couch, her fingers tracing idle patterns on my thigh, now always smooth, always soft, she turned to me with that look in her eyes, the one that meant she was about to say something important. "Have you thought about a name?" she asked. The question caught me off guard. "A name?" "For her," she said gently, gesturing to me, to the woman I was when my hair was down, when my voice lifted just a little higher, when the weight of the world felt lighter. "Unless you like the one you have?" I hadn't considered it. My old name had never felt wrong, exactly, but it didn't quite fit anymore either. It belonged to someone else, someone who hid, who hesitated. "I don't know," I admitted. Emily smiled, reaching for her phone. "Let's find one." We spent hours that night scrolling through baby name websites, laughing at the overly elaborate ones. Persephone? Really? Debating the merits of classic versus modern. Nothing felt right until Emily paused, her eyes lighting up. "What about Claire?" I tested it silently.
Claire.
It was soft but strong, elegant without trying too hard. "I love it," I whispered. Emily beamed. Then it settled. The first time I introduced myself as Claire was at a small cafe, just Emily and me. The barista smiled and asked for my name to put on the cup, and before I could second-guess myself, I said it. "Claire." Emily squeezed my hand under the table as the barista scribbled it down, none the wiser. When they called it out, "Caramel latte for Claire," my heart soared. It was such a small thing, but it felt monumental. That night, Emily surprised me with a delicate silver necklace, my new name engraved in cursive script. "Now it's official," she said, fastening it around my neck. I touched the pendant, my throat tight. "I don't know how I got so lucky." She kissed me, slow and sweet. We both did. Of course, not everything was easy. There were moments of doubt, of fear, times when I caught my reflection and didn't recognize myself, or worse, when others didn't. The first time we visited Emily's parents after my transition, her father's frown said everything his polite silence didn't. But Emily never wavered. She held my hand tighter when the world pushed back, reminded me who I was when I forgot. And slowly, the doubts faded. Now, when we go out, it's not a performance. It's just us. Claire and Emily, two women in love, laughing too loud at inside jokes, stealing bites of each other's desserts, dancing until our feet ache. And when we come home, tangled together in bed, her lips against my ear, she whispers the words that still make my heart skip. "Good night, Claire." And for the first time in my life, I know, truly know, that this is who I was always meant to be. Time has a way of smoothing out the rough edges of change. What once felt daring, wearing a dress in public, introducing myself as Claire, even just existing unapologetically as myself, slowly became as natural as breathing. The world adjusted around me, or maybe I just stopped noticing the way it sometimes still hesitated. Emily and I fell into a rhythm, one that felt more right with every passing day. Mornings began with her stealing my lipstick before I could even apply it. Evenings ended with us tangled in silk sheets, our limbs intertwined like the threads of the life we were weaving together. But life, of course, is never just one seamless story. The first real test came when Emily's best friend, Jess, got engaged. The invitation arrived in the mail, cream-colored and embossed with elegant cursive. Emily tore it open with her usual enthusiasm, but her smile faltered as she read. "It's black tie," she said, her voice carefully neutral. I knew what she was thinking. A wedding meant family, old friends, people who hadn't seen me since before. People who might not understand. I set the invitation down, my fingers tracing the edge. "Do you want me to?" "No," Emily's response was immediate, fierce. "You're coming with me. As you." I wanted to believe her, but the doubt crept in anyway, whispering in the back of my mind. What if someone says something? What if I ruin her night? Emily cupped my face, her thumbs brushing my cheeks.
"Hey,
look at me." Her eyes were steady, certain. I'm not going anywhere without my wife.
Wife.
The word sent a shiver through me. We weren't married, not yet, but in that moment, I could picture it so clearly, a future where that title was ours. The wedding was held in a grand old hotel, all crystal chandeliers and marble floors. I wore a floor-length navy gown, my hair swept into an elegant updo, Emily beside me in emerald green. She laced our fingers together as we stepped inside, her grip tight. "Ready," she murmured. I took a deep breath. As I'll ever be. At first, it was fine. Jess hugged us both, her smile warm and genuine. The champagne flowed, the music swelled, and for a little while, I almost forgot to be nervous. Then Emily's Aunt Margaret appeared. "Emily, darling." She air-kissed Emily's cheeks, then turned to me, her gaze sharp. "And who's this?" Emily's spine straightened. "Aunt Margaret, this is Claire. My partner." Margaret's smile didn't reach her eyes.
Oh.
How modern. The rest of the evening passed in a blur of similar moments, curious glances, whispered comments, the occasional outright glare. But every time I felt myself shrinking back, Emily was there, her hand on the small of my back, her voice in my ear. "Ignore them. You're stunning." By the time we left, my feet ached and my smile felt brittle, but I'd made it through. In the taxi home, Emily rested her head on my shoulder. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. I kissed her hair, breathing in the familiar scent of her shampoo. "I couldn't have done it without you." The real turning point came a few months later, on an otherwise ordinary Tuesday. We were at home. Emily sprawled across the couch while I experimented with a new eyeshadow palette. The TV hummed softly in the background, some reality show neither of us was really watching. Then Emily sat up suddenly. "Claire." I turned. She was holding a small velvet box. My breath caught. She opened it, revealing a simple silver band. "Marry me," she said. Not a question. A statement. I started crying before I could even answer. "Yes," I managed, my voice cracking. "Yes." She slid the ring onto my finger, then kissed me, slow and sweet. When she pulled back, her eyes were shining. "No more hiding," she said. "From now on, it's just us, as we're meant to be." Our wedding was small, just a handful of friends, a sunlit backyard, Emily in a white dress that made her look like something out of a dream. When it was my turn to say my vows, my hands trembled, but my voice didn't. "You saw me before I could see myself," I told her. "You loved me before I knew how to love who I was. And now, I get to spend the rest of my life loving you back." She kissed me then, in front of everyone, and for the first time in my life, I felt whole. Now, when we go out, it's not as a man and a woman, or even as a woman and her cross-dressing partner. It's just Claire and Emily, two wives, hand in hand, stealing kisses under streetlights and dancing in grocery store aisles just because we can. And when we come home, our life, I catch my reflection in the mirror sometimes and smile. Because the woman looking back at me, she's me, and she always was. Thank you so much for watching till now. It means the world to have you here. This community is all about empowering each other and celebrating the incredible journeys of everyone on their path to living authentically. If you're ever feeling lost or alone, remember you have a whole family here for you. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button. And let's keep inspiring each other, sending you all the love and strength in the world. Until next time, live your life by your rules.